Hello everyone, and welcome back to Banana Life. Today, we're diving into a topic that is relevant to many of us: how to stop procrastinating and get work done. Procrastination is something we all struggle with at one point or another. It's that nagging habit of putting off important tasks, often until the last minute. But why do we procrastinate, and more importantly, how can we overcome it? By the end of this discussion, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of why we procrastinate, and you'll be armed with practical strategies to break free from this habit and boost your productivity. So, let's get started. First, let's understand what procrastination is. At its core, procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing tasks. It's a complex behavior that can be driven by various psychological factors such as fear of failure, perfectionism, and a lack of motivation or self-discipline. While it might seem like laziness on the surface, procrastination is often much more than that. It's about avoiding the discomfort associated with certain tasks, whether that discomfort is due to boredom, anxiety, or a lack of clarity about what needs to be done. One of the first steps to overcoming procrastination is to understand and acknowledge why you're procrastinating. This self-awareness can help you address the root causes of your behavior. For instance, if you're procrastinating because a task seems too daunting or overwhelming, breaking it down into smaller, more manageable steps can make it feel less intimidating. On the other hand, if you're putting off a task because you're afraid of not doing it perfectly, reminding yourself that done is better than perfect can help you move forward. One effective strategy for combating procrastination is to use the 2-minute rule. This rule states that if a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, you should do it immediately. The idea is to capitalize on the small amount of time it takes to complete these tasks, rather than letting them pile up and become overwhelming. This can be particularly useful for tasks like responding to an email, making a quick phone call, or tidying up your workspace. By taking care of these small tasks right away, you can reduce the mental clutter that contributes to procrastination. Another powerful technique is to prioritize your tasks using the Eisenhower matrix. This matrix helps you categorize tasks based on their urgency and importance. It divides tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. By focusing on tasks that are both urgent and important, you can ensure that you're tackling the most critical tasks first, rather than getting bogged down by less important activities. Time management techniques, such as the Pomodoro technique, can also be incredibly effective in combating procrastination. The Pomodoro technique involves working for a set period, typically 25 minutes, followed by a short break. This cycle is repeated several times, with a longer break taken after every 4 cycles. This method helps break your work into manageable chunks, making it easier to stay focused and motivated. It also provides regular opportunities to rest and recharge, which can help prevent burnout. Setting clear, achievable goals is another crucial aspect of overcoming procrastination. When your goals are vague or unrealistic, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and unsure of where to start. By setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART goals, you can create a clear roadmap for what needs to be done and how to achieve it. For example, instead of setting a goal to write a report, set a goal to write the introduction and first section of the report by 3 p.m. This gives you a clear target to aim for and makes it easier to track your progress. Creating a conducive work environment is also essential for minimizing procrastination. Your workspace should be free from distractions and set up in a way that promotes focus and productivity. This might mean decluttering your desk, turning off notifications on your phone, or using noise-canceling headphones to block out background noise. Additionally, having a dedicated workspace can help create a mental separation between work and leisure, making it easier to stay on task. Developing a routine can also help reduce procrastination. When you have a set schedule for when you'll work on specific tasks, it becomes easier to get started and stay on track. This routine can include designated times for checking emails, working on projects, and taking breaks. Over time, your brain will start to associate certain times of day with productivity, making it easier to get into a focused mindset. Another effective strategy is to tackle the most challenging tasks first. This is often referred to as eating the frog, a concept popularized by author Brian Tracy. The idea is to identify the most difficult or unpleasant task on your to-do list and tackle it first thing in the morning. By getting this task out of the way early, you can create a sense of accomplishment and momentum that carries you through the rest of the day. Plus, with the most challenging task behind you, the remaining tasks will likely feel much more manageable. It's also important to practice self-compassion and forgive yourself for past procrastination. Beating yourself up over missed deadlines or unfinished tasks can create a negative cycle of guilt and stress, which can actually make procrastination worse. Instead, acknowledge that everyone procrastinates from time to time, and focus on what you can do to improve going forward. By treating yourself with kindness and understanding, you can create a more positive and motivating environment for yourself. One of the reasons we procrastinate is because we view the task at hand as unpleasant or boring. To counteract this, try to find ways to make the task more enjoyable or engaging. This might mean listening to your favorite music while you work, turning the task into a game, or finding a way to incorporate something you enjoy into the task. By making the task more enjoyable, you can reduce the mental resistance to getting started. Accountability can also be a powerful tool in overcoming procrastination. Sharing your goals and deadlines with a friend, family member, or colleague can create a sense of responsibility and motivate you to stay on track. You might even consider forming a study group or productivity group where you can work alongside others and hold each other accountable. Knowing that someone else is aware of your goals can provide an extra layer of motivation to get things done. Another effective technique is to visualize the positive outcomes of completing a task. Take a moment to imagine how you'll feel once the task is finished, and think about the benefits it will bring. This positive visualization can create a sense of excitement and motivation, making it easier to get started. Conversely, you can also visualize the negative consequences of not completing the task. This can create a sense of urgency and provide the push you need to take action. Breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable steps can also make them feel less overwhelming. When you're faced with a large project, it's easy to feel paralyzed by the sheer scope of the work. By breaking the project down into smaller tasks, you can create a clear and manageable path forward. This approach, often referred to as chunking, makes it easier to get started and maintain momentum. For example, instead of setting a goal to write a report, break it down into smaller steps like research the topic, create an outline, and write the introduction. Setting deadlines for yourself can also help combat procrastination. When you don't have a clear deadline, it's easy to keep putting off a task indefinitely. By setting specific deadlines for each task, you create a sense of urgency and accountability. These deadlines can be self-imposed or agreed upon with someone else. Just make sure they are realistic and achievable, so you don't set yourself up for failure. It's also important to recognize the role that fear plays in procrastination. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, and fear of the unknown can all contribute to procrastination. To overcome this fear, try to reframe your perspective. Instead of viewing a task as an opportunity for failure, view it as an opportunity for growth and learning. Embrace the idea that mistakes are a natural part of the learning process, and that each task is an opportunity to improve and develop your skills. Self-discipline is another key component of overcoming procrastination. Building self-discipline involves creating habits and routines that support productivity and staying committed to your goals, even when it's difficult. This might mean setting specific work hours, limiting distractions, and consistently following through on your commitments. Over time, these habits will become second nature, making it easier to stay on track and avoid procrastination. One way to build self-discipline is to use positive reinforcement. Reward yourself for completing tasks and staying on track. These rewards can be small, like taking a short break, enjoying a snack, or watching a favorite show. The key is to create a positive association with completing tasks, which can help motivate you to keep going. Another technique is to practice mindfulness and stay present in the moment. When you find yourself procrastinating, take a moment to pause and reflect on what's happening. Notice any negative thoughts or emotions that are arising and acknowledge them without judgment. By staying present and aware, you can disrupt the automatic patterns of procrastination and choose a different course of action. It's also important to manage your energy levels and take care of your overall well-being. Procrastination can often be a result of low energy or burnout. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, and staying hydrated. Regular exercise can also boost your energy levels and improve your mood, making it easier to stay focused and productive. Finally, it's important to celebrate your successes and acknowledge the progress you've made. Overcoming procrastination is a continuous journey, and it's important to recognize and celebrate your achievements along the way. Take time to reflect on what's working and what's not, and make adjustments as needed. By celebrating your successes, you can build momentum and stay motivated to keep moving forward. In conclusion, overcoming procrastination is about understanding the underlying causes and implementing practical strategies to address them. By setting clear goals, managing your time effectively, creating a conducive work environment, and building self-discipline, you can break free from the cycle of procrastination and achieve your full potential. Remember, it's a journey and progress takes time. Be patient with yourself, stay committed, and celebrate your successes along the way. Thank you for joining me on Banana Life today. I hope you found this information helpful and empowering. Stay healthy, stay productive, and see you in the next video.